navigating challenges, conflict, and burnout. There's a phrase that I heard once that says the greatest enemy is not the external one, but the internal one. And we are constantly at war with the person, attitudes, and the heart inside of us that's constantly doubting, questioning, and trying to grab control of something or situations that is beyond our control. Once we know who we are, we can walk in that and trust in Him to do what we can't do. And so as we read in our devotionals in 1 Kings, we see that Elisha, he's complaining, he's saying to God, I'm the only one, and they're trying to kill me. And we see how that attitude of perpetual introvertedness, inwardness, it can lead us to a path of having a wrong perception and not carry us through. And as we read in the book of Jonah in our devotional, we see that he is angry because the people had been forgiven, and he was out there in a field and a plant grew up and then a worm ate it and killed the plant. He became angry at the plant. And this is what he says to God. And God said to Jonah, do you have a right to be angry about the vine? And he said, I do, and I'm angry enough to die. And so when our heart is uncertain or is built up around the attitude of dying, but when we know where we're going and who He has called us to do and what to be and fulfill, we carry the hope and understanding of our internal and long will. So then we read in Acts 27 where Paul was saying, I urge you to keep your courage because not one of you will be lost. Only the ship will be destroyed. Last night an angel of the God whose I am and whom I serve stood beside me and said, do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand trial before Caesar, and God has graciously given you the lives of all who sail with you. So keep your courage, men, for I have faith in God that it will happen just as He told me. Nevertheless, we must run our ground on some island. So we see that Paul's conviction and his contact and understanding, he's not afraid to die. He knows he's not the only one. He's at the beginning of something great, and he has this heart and expectation and understanding of who he is. He knows who I am, and the sovereignty of God trumps everything. And so in a believer's life, we have the calling, we have to live a life of surrender, we have to have direction, we have to be in community, we have to understand the sovereignty of God. And so these are some of the points that we as leaders need to know and understand, and we can share more about that, the 6 basic foundational principles of the people that have a calling. So as we navigate challenges and conflict, we have to understand the conflict begins within us. Once we are resolved, once we know who we are, and once we are self-aware, that's another characteristic of a leader. Self-awareness is something extremely important, because when you understand what you are going through, you can pick up and detect what's going on around you, and you can be sensitive to the needs of those that you are called to minister to and to work with. So whenever there's a conflict that arises and you're aware of that, you can quickly identify it before it gets out of hand, and taking care of yourself, taking time out, and also being in prayer constantly, and just taking time to rest is very vital for leaders to be able to take care of yourself. So create a personal burnout prevention plan with 2 to 3 specific actionable strategies and share them with the group next time you guys meet together.